All right, this video is going to show you how to create the presentation file that you need to finish up your puzzle. Once you've got your fully assembled part and nothing moves, and you've verified that all of your pieces take up the correct amount of space, you can close out your assembly, and you're going to create a new standard IPN or presentation file. Right, this is going to explode your view so that you can see the relationship from all your pieces. And you'll notice as we've gone from part file to assembly to presentation, the number of tools and things up here has gotten smaller. So as with the assembly, I've got to create my view, and I'm going to select my puzzle block assembly, and I'm just going to leave everything else alone for now, and that's going to come in. All right, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to tweak my components. When I tweak a component, I have three options. I have direction, components, and trail origin. So when I select a part, and you want to try to take these apart in the way that they go together. So when I select this first part here, I click on it, and notice that direction shows up. I want to move it away in the X direction. That also is my component, and then my trail origin is where it's going to start. If I click and drag, it'll start to move. And you'll notice that the little number is moving over here as well. Once I've got it away, I'm going to hit clear. Okay. Right. And then you can go through and grab another component and change your direction. You've got to be very careful that you don't click something else when you're trying to move, because it will move that part. Right. If you don't like that, you can just hit close and then undo, and then I'll go back. Okay, however you would like to place your objects. Okay. So your task is just to go through and grab each of the parts and pull them apart. Clear each time. And then we'll move all of our parts away. And if you want to move something, you can kind of click and move it if you need to get it out of the way. I want to grab this part, I can move it around. If we want to see what they look like, sometimes you got to kind of play with it a little bit. If you want to see what the parts look like, you can rotate them. So you can take this part here that's spun around, and we can rotate it, and you'll see the little kind of arcs on them, so we can figure out which way we want to rotate it. So the Z is fine. I'm going to kind of click it and move it around a little bit. Maybe I'll change my X so that you can kind of see what that part looks like. And clear that. And you can do that for each of your parts. So you want to make sure that all of your parts have been separated, and that shows you how it goes together. All right. Once you're done with that, you can animate it. All right. And the animate will tell you some different things, and you can play around with the options. If you hit play, basically it'll go in reverse order. So it'll do the last thing that I did first, and it'll start to move that object. And it basically does everything in reverse order. Right, so I'm going to cancel. These little double arrows right here show all of the parts in the order. So like I might want to move all my part 5 stuff together. So I'm going to take my part 4 that's in the middle of these part 5s, and I'm going to move it down by clicking on that, and move it down with the other part 4 movement. Okay, and now when I apply that, then I'm going to I think I can speed this up here by changing my interval. My object will move, and you can see it kind of walking through the steps. The other thing that's kind of cool with that is all those little tweaks at the beginning there, I can group them together. So if I click on one, and I hold down the Shift key, and I click on the other one that I want to group, it'll highlight all of them. And then I click Group. You'll notice that they'll go from 3 separate sequences now. They'll all be in sequence 1. And so when I do that, it'll kind of rotate it all in the same order. I could even add that last little part 5 there with all those. You have to ungroup my objects first. Group them back together. And apply that, and you'll see it kind of spin together and then slide in. So this will show you, basically you're going to create a file showing how your block goes together. You've got the way you want it to look. You're going to go through and you're going to save your puzzle block assembly. Okay? And that's how you create that.